The Queen's South Africa Medal is a British campaign medal which was awarded to British and Colonial military personnel, civilians employed in official capacity and war correspondents who served in the Second Boer War in South Africa. Altogether 26 clasps were awarded to recipients of the Queen's South Africa Medal, to indicate particular actions and campaigns of the Second Boer War. Institution. The Queen's South Africa Medal was instituted by Queen Victoria in 1900 for award to military personnel, civilian officials and war correspondents who served in South Africa during the Second Boer War from the 11th of October 1899 to the 31st of May 1902. 3 versions of the medal are known. Since the war was initially expected to be of short duration and to reach its conclusion in 1900, the first medals were struck with the years 1899 and 1900 on the reverse. Approximately 50 of these medals were awarded before it became evident that the war was going to drag on much longer. The rest of the dated medals which had already been minted, therefore had these dates machined off. The third version was minted with an altered reverse and without the years. The Second Boer War, poor logistics and disease, combined with having to fight against a disciplined and capable enemy of excellent horsemen and marksmen who perfected guerrilla warfare, made this a hard-won medal. In addition to men often having to go without basics such as food and water, enteric fever killed several thousand and was a constant drain on manpower. The published casualty rolls run to over 50,000 names, while studies of contemporary publications and reports put the actual figure for all casualties at 97,000. This war is notorious for the British scorched earth policy, which was implemented when it became clear that the guerrilla tactics practiced by the Boer forces could not be overcome by conventional means. In 1901, Emily Hobhouse reported on the genocide in the 45 British concentration camps for Boer women, children and elderly in which, over an 18-month period, 26,370 people would die, 24,000 of them boys and girls under 16. Exact mortality figures in the 64 concentration camps for black displaced farm workers and the families are not known, but may have been even worse. Award criteria. The medal, the Queen's South Africa Medal, was awarded to all British forces who served in South Africa from the 11th of October 1899 up to the end of the war on the 31st of May, 1902. Units from the British Army, Royal Navy, Colonial Forces from Australia, Canada, New Zealand, India, the Cape of Good Hope, the Colony of Natal and Hensoppers from the South African Republic and Orange Free State, civilians employed in official capacity, war correspondents and non-enlisted men of whatever nationality who drew military pay qualified for the award of the medal. This included those such as the New Zealand 10th Contingent who arrived in Durban in May 1902, but did not fight. Approximately 178,000 medals were awarded. The medal, without a clasp, was also awarded to troops who guarded Boer prisoners at the prisoner of war camp on the island of St. Helena. Troops on the Mediterranean islands, however, were awarded the Queen's Mediterranean Medal, while some personnel on troop ships were awarded the Transport Medal. Clasps. Altogether 26 clasps were awarded to recipients of the Queen's South Africa Medal, to indicate each action and campaign of the Second Boer War. They were authorized in Army Order 94, April 1902, as amended. The official order of wear of all 26 clasps is according to the starting dates of the applicable battle or campaign and, in the case of the 4 clasps with the same starting dates, also according to the duration of the campaign, as they would appear on a ribbon and read from the suspender upwards. Their order of wear is as follows, with the clasps at the bottom of the list appearing closest to the suspender and their applicable starting dates shown in brackets. South Africa 1902, South Africa 1901, Belfast, Wittebergen, Diamond Hill, Lames Neck, Johannesburg, Transvaal, Wepener, Driefontein, Orange Free State, Paardeberg, Relief of Kimberley, Tugela Heights, Relief of Ladysmith, Modder River, Belmont, Defense of Ladysmith, Elandslaagte, Talana, Defense of Kimberley, Defense of Mafeking, Relief of Mafeking, Rhodesia, Natal, Cape Colony. Clasps were often presented to recipients loose with the medal, or separately at the later date. As a result, such clasps were often lost over time or attached in the wrong order of wear, since the recipients either knew no better or did not care. Examples of clasps affixed in correct and incorrect orders of wear are shown alongside. 5 unofficial clasps are known to exist, as follows: Colenso, Glencoe, Orange River Colony, Peters Hill, Zand River. The official clasps fall into 3 groups: state, date and battle clasps. The award criteria for each clasp were as follows: state clasps. A state clasp was awarded for service within that state, when no battle clasp was awarded to the recipient for a specific action within the same state. A Queen's South Africa Medal could therefore not carry both a state clasp and a battle clasp for actions within the same state. The same rule applied to the Rhodesia clasp, which was not awarded along with the Relief of Mafeking clasp. The Cape Colony and Natal clasps were not awarded together, with the exception of Private Wing L, a Royal Marine attached to the Army. Cape Colony, awarded to all troops in the Cape of Good Hope at any time between the 11th of October 1899 and the 31st of May 1902 inclusive, who had not received a clasp for a specific action in the Cape of Good Hope, or the Natal clasp. Natal, awarded to all troops in the colony of Natal at any time between the 11th of October 1899 and the 11th of June 1900 inclusive, who had not received a clasp for a specific action in Natal at the Cape of Good Hope. Orange Free State, awarded to all troops in the Orange Free State at any time between the 28th of February 1900 and the 31st of May 1902 inclusive, who had not received a clasp for a specific action in the Orange Free State. Rhodesia, awarded to all troops who were under the command of Lieutenant General Sir F. Carrington and Colonel Plumer in Rhodesia between the 11th of October 1899 and the 17th of May 1900 inclusive, or who landed at Beira, Mozambique, between the 11th of October 1899 and the 25th of May 1900 inclusive. Transvaal, awarded to all troops in the South African Republic at any time between the 24th of May 1900 and the 31st of May 1902 inclusive, who had not received a clasp for a specific action in the South African Republic. Date clasps. The 2 date clasps are normally worn with the King's South Africa Medal, but are worn with the Queen's South Africa Medal when the recipient was ineligible for the award of the King's South Africa Medal, but had qualified for one or both of the clasps. South Africa 1901, awarded to all troops who served in South Africa between the 1st of January 1901 and the 31st of December 1901 inclusive, who were not eligible for the King's South Africa Medal. South Africa 1902, awarded to all troops who served in South Africa between the 1st of January 1902 and the 31st of May 1902 inclusive, who were not eligible for the King's South Africa Medal. Battle clasps. Recipients could not be awarded both the Defence of and Relief of clasps for Mafeking, Kimberley or Ladysmith. This list of clasps is sorted alphabetically and not in order of wear. Belfast awarded to all troops who, on 26 of the 27th of August 1900, were east of a north-south line drawn through Wonderfontein. The garrison and troops quartered at Wonderfontein excluded. West of a north-south line drawn through Dalmanother Station and north of an east-west line drawn through Carolina in the South African Republic. Belmont awarded to all troops under Lieutenant General Lord Methuen,'s command who were north of Witteputz, Cape of Good Hope on the 23rd of November 1899. Defensive Kimberley awarded to all troops in the garrison of Kimberley, Cape of Good Hope between the 14th of October 1899 and the 15th of February 1900 inclusive. Defensive Ladysmith awarded to all troops in Ladysmith, Natal, between the 3rd of November 1899 and the 28th of February 1900 inclusive. Defensive Mafeking awarded to all troops in the garrison of Mafeking, Cape of Good Hope, between the 13th of October 1899 and the 17th of May 1900 inclusive. Diamond Hill awarded to all troops who, on 11 of the 12th of June 1900, were east of a north-south line drawn through Silverton Siding and north of an east-west line drawn through Vlakfontein in the South African Republic. DRIEFONTEIN awarded to all troops with Army headquarters, and Lieutenant General John French's column which advanced from Poplar Grove in the Orange Free State on the 10th of March 1900. ELANDSLAAGTE awarded to all troops Delan's Larkte, Natal, on the 21st of October 1899, who were on the right bank of the Sunday River in Natal and north of an east-west line drawn through Byes Farm. Johannesburg awarded to all troops who, on the 29th of May 1900, were north of an east-west line drawn through Klip River Station and east of a north-south line drawn through Krugersdorp Station in the South African Republic. Lames Neck awarded to all troops of the Natal Field Force employed in the operations at Lames Neck Pass, north of an east-west line drawn through Newcastle, Natal, between 2 and the 9th of June 1900 inclusive. Modder River awarded to all troops under Lieutenant General Lord Methuen,'s command who were north of Honingneskloof, Cape of Good Hope, and south of the Magersfontein Ridge on the 28th of November 1899. PAARDEBERG awarded to all troops within 7,000 yards of General Piet Kronje's final lager in the Orange Free State between midnight of 17 February 1900 and midnight of the 26th of February 1900, and to all troops within 7,000 yards of Kudus-Ron Drift between the same dates. Relief of Kimberley awarded to all troops in the relief column under Lieutenant General French who marched from Klip Drift on the 15th of February 1900, and all the 6th Division troops under Lieutenant General Thomas Kelly Kenny who were within 7,000 yards of Klip Drift on the 15th of February 1900. Relief of Ladysmith awarded to all troops in Natal north of it including Estcourt between the 15th of December 1899 and the 28th of February 1900 inclusive. Relief of Mafeking awarded to all troops under the command of Colonel Brian Mahon who marched from Berkeley West, Cape of Good Hope, on the 4th of May 1900, and to all troops under the command of Colonel Herbert Plumer between the 11th of October 1899 and the 17th of May 1900 inclusive, who were south of an east-west line drawn through Palachwi in Bechuanaland Protectorate. TALANA awarded to all troops under Major General Sir William Penn Simmons' command on the 20th of October 1899 who were north of an east-west line drawn through the railway station at Washbank, Natal. Medal, Tugela Heights, awarded to all troops of the Natal Field Force, exclusive of the Ladysmith garrison, employed in the operations north of and east-west line drawn through Cheveley Station between 14 and the 27th of February 1900 inclusive. Weaponer, awarded to all troops engaged in the defensive Weaponer Orange Free State, between the 9th of April 1900 and the 25th of April 1900 inclusive. WITTEBERGEN, awarded to all troops who were inside a line drawn from Harrismith to Bethlehem, thence to Senekal and Clochlin in the Orange Free State along the Basutoland border, and back to Harrismith, between 1 and the 29th of July 1900 inclusive. Order of Wear. Campaign medals and stars are not listed by name in the order of wear prescribed by the British Central Chancery of the Orders of Knighthood, but are all grouped together as taking precedence after the Queen's Medal for Chiefs and before the Polar Medals, in order of the date of the campaign for which awarded. In the order of wear of British campaign medals, the Queen's South Africa Medal takes precedence after the East and Central Africa Medal and before the Queen's Mediterranean Medal. The British order of precedence of the Second Boer War campaign medals is as follows: the Queen's South Africa Medal, the Queen's Mediterranean Medal, the Transport Medal, the King's South Africa Medal. South Africa. Even though the Republican awards for the Second Boer War, the Decoratievoortrouwedienst and the two campaign awards, the Medaille voor Anglo-Boer Oorlog and the Lint voor Verwonding, were instituted on behalf of King George V by His Royal Highness, the Governor-General of the Union of South Africa. The Decoratievoortrouwedienst is not listed in the British Order of Wear, and the two campaign awards would therefore most likely also have been excluded. The South African order of precedence of the Second Boer War campaign medals, in order of the date of the campaign for which awarded, is as follows: the Queen's South Africa Medal, the Medaille voor Anglo-Boer Oorlog, the Lint voor Verwonding, the King's South Africa Medal. With effect from the 6th of April 1952, when a new South African set of decorations and medals was instituted to replace the British awards used to date. The older British decorations and medals applicable to South Africa continued to be worn in the same order of precedence, but, with the exception of the Victoria Cross, took precedence after all South African orders, decorations and medals awarded to South Africans on or after that date, of the official British campaign medals which were applicable to South Africans. The Queen's South Africa Medal takes precedence as shown, preceded by the Cape of Good Hope General Service Medal, succeeded by the Medaille voor Anglo-Boer Oorlog. Description: the Queen's South Africa Medal is a silver bronze disc, 38 mm in diameter. The bronze medal was awarded to some Indian troops and non-enlisted men of whatever nationality who drew military pay, although some silver medals were awarded to native troops. The suspender is attached to the medal with a claw mount on a pin through the upper edge of the medal. Obverse: the obverse shows a crowned and veiled effigy of Queen Victoria, facing left, with the legend Victoria Regina ETIMPERATRIX around the upper perimeter. Reverse: the reverse shows Britannia holding the Union flag in her left hand and a laurel wreath in her right hand. In the right background are troops marching inland from the coast. In the left background are two men of war, with Neptune's trident and Britannia's shield on the ground in the foreground. Around the top perimeter are the words South Africa. Three types of reverse exist. The first medals were awarded to Lord Strathcona's horse and bore the years 1899 and 1900 below Britannia's wreath, with the wreath almost touching the R of Africa. Approximately 50 of these medals were awarded The years were machined off the rest of the already minted medals, and ghost years are sometimes still visible as depicted alongside. Subsequent mintings were done with new dies, without the years and with the wreath now almost touching the FO of Africa, as depicted by the main picture. Clasps. The clasps were attached to the suspender and to each other in roller chain fashion with rivets. Clasps were often issued to an eligible recipient after the medal, with the result that clasps were frequently attached with unofficial rivets, or worn loose on the ribbon if the recipient didn't bother to have them attached. Ribbon. The ribbon is 32 mm wide, with a 7 mm wide red band and a 4 mm wide dark blue band, repeated in reverse order and separated by a 10 mm wide orange band. Discontinuation. Upon the death of Queen Victoria and the accession of King Edward VII on the 22nd of January 1901, the medal was replaced by the King's South Africa Medal. Although the Queen's South Africa Medal continued to be awarded until the end of the war, both medals could be awarded to those who served during 1901 and 1902, but the requirements for the new medal had the result that few were awarded.